Hello, my name is Natalie, and this is the first episode in the series of webcasts on setting up a Drupal development environment on Virtual Ubuntu server. This time we're going to take a look on how to install and configure Virtualbox and then Ubuntu 10 on Windows. Alright, the first thing we're gonna do is go to the official website of Virtualbox, which is virtualbox.org, and grab the latest version for our OS, which is Windows 7. So once it's downloaded, let's go ahead and install it. The installation is pretty straightforward, so I guess I'll skip through some of it for the sake of this screencast. Alright, it's done, and you're gonna see this new window. I'm gonna switch to another machine which is more powerful. Stay with me. Our next step is downloading Ubuntu from the official website, ubuntu.com. So you can see the latest version is 10.04. Select your location. Okay, mine is United States. Then click on Begin Download. And it's gonna take a while, so what we can do is create a new virtual machine in the Virtualbox. So while our disk image is downloading, I'm gonna go ahead and create a new virtual machine here on another computer. It's more powerful, better performance. I just give it a name. I'm gonna call it Ubuntu 10. Choose your type, choose Linux, and it's set to Ubuntu by default, very convenient. Next, you must define the base memory that's going to be available to your guest OS. It's generally recommended to be at least 1024 megabyte, but you can increase it depending on your computer configuration. Like that. But you have to keep in mind that this memory is not going to be available to a Windows host. So make sure that it gets at least 1024 megabyte RAM, or it's going to get slow. Okay. Keep the storage dynamically expanding. Size, you can choose the beginning. Some 8. Okay, let's increase it to, let's say, 20 gigs. Okay. Finish. Okay. So it's done, and it's now gonna appear here in this window. If you want to change some settings, you can do it here. Okay. Does anyone boot from floppy anymore? So display, storage, audio, network, 0 ports. Most likely the defaults will just do at first, but you can always come back and change it later. Shared folders, we'll get back to it when we're going to be installing the virtual editions. Okay, click OK. Next step, we're going to be adding our disk image to Virtualbox Media Manager. Add, and now you just have to find it. Here it is. Now click Start. So you get this welcoming message the first time you run this machine. Next. So we just choose our disk image. Here it is. Okay, and now it's gonna take some time. It might take a few moments before you get to this first screen of the installation process. You can choose your language here, and you can try Ubuntu as a live CD if you just want to take a look at this OS first before installing it, but we are gonna go ahead and install Ubuntu on our virtual hard drive. You can choose your time zone and your keyboard. Defaults are fine. It's gonna ask you about using the disk. I'll tell you raise and use the entire disk, but this disk is empty, we just created it. and as you can see, it does not register the host OS. Our Ubuntu thinks that it's been installed on an entirely new machine. So you can add some information here. Okay, password. You don't have to use a very complex password here, as it's really just a virtual machine, but I think it's just a good habit to have. And Ubuntu is going to give you a hint on how strong your password is. I will change the suggested name because now the desktop is my main desktop, so I'll change it to Virtualbox, for example. Okay. And now we can install it. And this might take a while, so I'll cut ahead to the next screen. By the way, once the installation starts and you sort of start typing and clicking in the window, your mouse becomes captured inside the virtual machine. So you can see you can't go outside of the window boundaries. So if you want to go back to Windows, you have to click the right control. Like this. As you can see, there is a hint here. Right now, Ubuntu is asking to restart the computer. Yeah, and you have to click again to go back into Ubuntu. Let's remove the disk that's been attached to this machine. Again, hit right control, go to here, then press enter.